Another stream up. Shit. Shit. Alright, I gotta get stream elements back up. Shouldn't have deleted it. Alright. Shit, I gotta remember how to do this real quick. Well, guys, I'm going to have to watch a video. Stream.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you could create voiceovers that sound like
A raspy old man.
A young teenage girl.
Or a guy with a different accent
all by yourself? Well, that's exactly what you can do with Artlist's new AI voiceover feature.
There we go.
Simply pick
There
one
we
out
go.
of the many voices that best fits to your video, type in the text of your voiceover, adjust voice
Shut up. So I'm gonna go to here.
access to stream elements, and then you're going to see a dashboard just like this. On the left hand side, you're going to
Streaming tools. Boom. That's what I needed. Now I think I can get the rest of this. Stream elements. Dashboard. Alright. Streaming tools. Overlays. Copy URL. Shit. Oh, dude, it's already up. Never mind, it's already up. Here, it's already fixed. It's there. What are you... Why is the chat all weird? Dude, hold on a second. Let me put this on. What the fuck? Freaky, 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 freaky. I'm sorry, I'm feeling freaky. Alright. We got that up and running. Now, let's see. I'll stop that. Stop. I'm gonna pull up the stream on my phone. And we're gonna be up and running. Alright. Rather freaky, yeah. Dude, it sucks that only some chats come through where I can see them on my side. But I'm gonna pull. Oh, I gotta put my camera on. We're doing camera. We're gonna do camera right now. If I open OBS, you fucking piece of shit. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go video capture device too. That's fine. Okay. Let me go right there. How do I look? We're looking good. We're looking really fucking good right now, light chomps. We get some skibbity riz from Ohio. Whoa, I do not need to be that fucking big. All right. Whoop. That'll work. That'll work. Boom. Boom. We're here. I'm going to move that slightly. Boom. No, we're all in Russian. No. I don't want to sit there. I want to sit right here. It feels off somehow. Shit. See, that's too far. Why aren't you centering up? Let's move you here. See, now I'm too far off the fucking camera. Boom. Yeah, I'm centered now. I'm centered. We're good. We're fucking good. We're here. Skibbity Riz from Ohio. Alright, we're gonna watch some shit today. I think, maybe. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna go to homepage. See what has been popping off. It's been a while. What are you doing? Shut the fuck up. Whoa.
Muta, what's your point in all this?
I'm just saying, why be a victim? Just be honest about it.
Why be a victim? Boogie, why be a victim?
Wait, this is old. This is old. Boogie's a little bitch. He's a little bitch-made bitch. We know
Having
what
a
he
chat
is.
overlay on your stream
Shut
is
the
a great.
fuck up with you and your contacts. What, we got a trailer? What's going on? I don't feel sorry for him. Asmongold. God damn it. I keep accidentally hitting. You know, if mimicked my friends or my family, I could probably tell. But if it mimicked my fridge beeping when I accidentally leave it open, then I would be fucked. Yeah, it's probably true. That's probably true. What the fuck? The creator of white people. What? What is this, bro? Wait, what?
The other night, I scrolled a little too far on the internet and happened to stumble upon what I can only describe as pure enlightenment. This story comes from the Nation of Islam.
What?
This is the real story big media wishes to silence. This is the story of Yaqub and the creation of white people. In the beginning, a variety of black people inhabited the moon, until one day, a god...
The moon? Bro, black people owned the moon. This is a lore drop.
Scientist became frustrated that everyone did not speak one language, so he blew up the moon, and a piece of this
Obviously, this is exactly... What have I been doing with my life?
exploded moon came to be what we today call Earth. The surviving, morally righteous black people went on to settle down in the city of Mecca. Enter Yaqub, who was born right outside of Mecca, with an abnormally large brain and an equally large arrogance. Yaqub, with his large brain, was very ahead of his times, you see. He practiced Islam.
Bro, I can't. I fucking can't.
Thousands of years before
These
the
are my
Prophet
people.
Muhammad was even born yet. Yaqub's head was so large that the locals would call him Big Head. Yaqub did not like this nickname and grew resentful towards society as a result. Eventually, he hated the society he lived in so much that he decided to get back at it. Growing up, the scientist Yaqub had two pivotal discoveries that helped him with this. The first was at the age of 6, when he discovered the law of attraction.
We gonna watch that. We gonna watch that. I saw somebody talk about that. We're gonna see me rage. If, all right. Is this one? The first one? Oh yeah, I was thinking of a different one. I was thinking about, there was like feminism and gaming. Is this the one? Right here? You have to let me know, Light Chomps. Did he let me know in OBS? No, he hasn't let me know in OBS. Is it this Bean Boy? Who is this? Who? Yeah, okay. Let's check this out. 13 minutes, that's not bad.
I don't want to hide from them anymore. What do we do?
Are we not men?
Even know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by... Does anybody else feel like masculinity has slowly been drained from modern video games? I was looking at recent staff photos of Ubisoft.
I mean, well, let's be real though. Anybody who's wearing like a shirt like this, super masculine. When they get the thing like pulled up where it's just like, and they're showing off their abs, super masculine. It doesn't ring femboy to me at all. It's 100% men. What we want.
Soft and Halo Infinite.
You think you're tough because you fought in World War II? I don't even know if World War II is real. What? You're gonna make me? Oh, there's these things called the knots. I'm just kidding. Oh, we already get into like real close. I was like real close to like Holocaust denial there. I had to make jokes about World War II never happening and stuff, but whoa, got real close there. Holocaust was real.
Developers. And it's all starting to make sense. It's a bunch of fat, white, liberal women. And white...
Alright. Let's stop being a little disingenuous. Alright, not all of these women are fat. Let's just go back a little bit. Let's go back. Like, most of them aren't fat. Like, this bitch, babe. Look at her. Dude, look at her. She's got those eyes for that gluck shot. Her, fucking gross. Why does her head feel like it was just, like, edited in there? Like, this bitch is probably gonna jump out the window. Look, she's just like ready. She's ready. Most of them aren't fat. There's probably a few lesbians in here, but like, I don't see a lot of fat chicks in there. Don't see a lot of fat chicks.
And it's all starting to make sense. It's a bunch of fat, white, liberal women. And white, liberal women have no interest in...
Bro, what the fuck is going on with her vision? That's what she got going right now, bro. She's got they took a picture of... Whoa, what is that? What are you? Alright.
Masculine, manly.
Hold on, I think this was a picture, though, of all the women that work at their studio. To be honest. Like, most of them weren't ready for this fucking picture. But let's be honest, there's probably men who work at Ubisoft. Let's be real.
Characters. They wouldn't even know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that at least in 2018 was still mostly run by men, created the magnum opus Red Dead Redemption 2, a game with a manly, well-written main protagonist, Arthur Morgan. If you want to see the seismic shift...
But here's the thing. You could also make the argument. I'm going to play devil's advocate in this video. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to do it. If you want to play devil's advocate here and, like, be real... this game, fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, was a step back in terms of, like, over-the-top Rockstar-esque writing. This was more of a magnum opus, and the first game was more of Grand Theft Auto in the West. So, in that regard, they did tone down a lot of the rhetoric that was in their older games.
Away from masculine characters.
We'll see if they keep that same fucking energy when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6.
Honestly, all you need to do is play a few games from 2006, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Consider how many masculine military games came out in the 2000s. Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, Gears of War, Operation Flashpoint.
Bro, forgot to put Gears of War here. If you're going to do this edit, if you're going to do it, if you're going to fucking full send this edit, you got to do all the games you talk about. Got to do all of them. I would if I put a video up and I didn't put that edit, I would watch the video, be so mad that I would fucking drop. I would pull the video and re-upload it with that one little edit. It would drive me up a wall.
Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. All of these games were starring men and had themes like brotherhood, duty, sacrifice, honor. Almost all of these franchises have either been killed off, turned into multiplayer games, or went woke. I often wonder why so few modern games appeal to me, and I think another big reason is this. Everything is just so gay now. Compare the games I just mentioned to the modern trash we have to deal with in Overwatch and Apex. Almost every character in these new games is either gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans...
Well, this isn't an argument here. I'm not arguing this. There's a lot of gay people. A whole lot of gay people. It's like, if you had to present the amount of gay people, like in regards of modern culture to how many gay people there actually are, like, if you have a group of friends, of like 20 friends or something, one of them's probably gay, right? That makes sense. But like these games are like 6 gay, one fucking or like 2 fucking straight guys. It's so irritating that it just drives me up a wall. I mean, I recently just saw something about like SpongeBob's like asexual, so he's part of the LGBT community. It's fucking SpongeBob. Nobody's shipping in fucking SpongeBob, except for I think the whale, Mr. Krabs' daughter's always trying to hook up with people. But like everybody else is just chilling. They're fucking mad fucking chilling. And now, well, SpongeBob has to be something. SpongeBob has to have a sexuality. So let's give him a fucking sexuality. We'll pump that shit out. He's asexual, which means he doesn't like the sex. Even though there's a whole lot of holes on SpongeBob that are being unutilized.
Trans or something else. Like, what happened to a masculine dude with a hot...
I'll tell you what happened to this masculine dude. I'll tell you right fucking now. It's 100% easy to... he had a game that was garbage. It took like 13 years to put out. And that's why we didn't get more Duke Nukem. And the writing was so over the top and egregious that it's just considered an all-time shitberg. And so that's what happened.
Hot chick on his arm. I love the idea of Xbox Game Pass, but I swear every time I open it up and look for new games, there's just so many games that look gay now.
That is true. That is true. I gotta close my Xbox, but I'm gonna keep talking here for a second. So every time I go on Xbox Game Pass, and I just think about what Xbox used to be, especially when it comes to how we... I'm gonna get water too, so I'm gonna keep yelling. Especially when it comes in terms of what Xbox used to be, being like the bro shooter box. That's what's made it famous. That's how it got its comeuppance. Like, Xbox was the fucking skibbity punch you in the mouth box, bro. It was the badass kick your ass, suck your dick, and have fun. It was the all-time kick-ass thing. And now we're in this generation that, like, I scroll on Game Pass, bro, and there's so much shit like Slime Rancher and other bullshit that I just don't care about. And it's like, oh, do you want to play fucking Cat Game, the side-scroller? No, bitch, I want to play some of these great fucking FPS games that are coming out that never hit console. What you doing? Why aren't you remastering fucking Quake 4? Why aren't you out there remastering Castle Wolfenstein? Why aren't you remastering the next Wolfenstein game? It was just called Wolfenstein, but it was open world sort of. Like, there's so much stuff that could be on Game Pass that would kick ass, and yet it's just this barren fucking land of weird indie games that no one wants to fucking play. And I'm an indie game guy. I play so many indie shooters, but I'm sorry, the shit's cringe.
Refuse to play another cutesy 2D platformer or a game with a cutesy art style by some indie developer anymore. I'm just done with these games. If you want my 100% real thoughts on this, I just think the entire video game industry has gone woke and gay, and almost nothing they are making appeals to me in any way anymore. So this is why I mostly play 20-year-old games on my channel, because they were just better.
That's true.
I was recently...
That's true. I don't even have an argument for that. Don't have an argument for that. That is just facts. That is straight facts. Look at my channel, dude. What does my channel consist of? Mostly old games, and the occasional new one swung in there. And usually the new one's going to be like an FPS style game, because that's what I enjoy. That's what I play because of how cringe modern gaming is. It's just like I'm let down so much. You can only be let down to a certain extent, because it just gets so fucking annoying. It gets so over the top and like egregious how stupid some of this writing is. Like Immortals of Avion is one of the worst games I've ever played. Light Chops is another big fucking stream viewer. Poor Papa. But he's the one that recommended this. So, and I'm gonna try to play more devil's advocate on this shit. But right now, this guy's speaking too many facts.
Reading an insider interview about what went down at Volition Studios with the disastrous Saints Row reboot from an.
You don't even have to read what happened with that. All of the good Volition left. They fucking dipped a long time ago. Embracer wanted a big hit. Volition, whoever was left at Volition, decided, oh, we're going to hire on a bunch of these different studios to help us run our game, and those studios just basically fucking sucked up to these people, and we got sweet baby type bullshit with that game. I haven't played it yet, so I'm not going to say it was 100% bad. I just heard it was bad. I own it because the PlayStation gave it to me, but I doubt I'm going to play that shit because I've never played Saints Row 1 and 2. Never played them. I own Saints Row 2, I think, on Xbox. I own Saints Row 3 because I was a fucking educated purchase that I made, that I was like, yes, this is it. I want this game. I love Saints Row 3. I think it's one of the greatest games. Saints Row 4 is pretty good. But Saints Row 3 is peak to me. It had all the right humor. It was like Postal meets Grand Theft Auto, and it was great. And I knew as soon as I saw the first fucking trailer of Saints Row, I was so excited, so fucking amped. There was nothing you could do to get me unexcited for Saints Row. I thought that there was nothing. I mean, I kept excitement for Redfall until the day I played it. I was saying, fuck you naysayers, suck on my wiener. I fucking want to play this game. It's gonna rock. It's gonna be legendary. I jump into fucking Redfall and it was trash and I hated it. But the first fucking trailer of Saints Row Reboot, garbage, trash. I was instantly turned off, didn't want to play it. He's like, well, how can we pay rent in this economy? Well, this is crazy. Guess like we have to pull some heists. Oh, look at these burly gangster guys. Well, we better get one up on them. Fuck off, dude.
Inside source. This source said that the LGBTQ community within the company was actually pretty small, but they are the loudest and the most annoying, and the company leadership chose to promote these people into key roles. And that's how you get the absolute dumpster fire of a game that was Saints Row 2022. I think what you have at a lot of these games...
Because, like, and I know what happened, too, because they thought, dude, like I said, it might not have been, like, outside resources, like somebody like Sweet Baby, and I thought maybe that would be the case. But you promote people up because you're playing identity instead of actual talent, and it's like, make a different game. Make a fucking game that is, that can highlight this stuff, that can put this stuff on a platform, because you know it, if you put it out there and you say, this is what this game is, like, look at Fashion Police Squad. I heard that game's fucking phenomenal, and I'm sure a lot of them are gay, because it's just fashion. I mean, is that too much of an assumption? Is that too much of a jump? I don't know. But you look at, I know you're never on this early, but today we're doing some fucking watching bullshit. But you look at like stuff like that. If you go out and make a good fucking game, make a good game, and so what if there's some people are gay and shit? It does not matter. But the fact is, if you come into another fucking game series and you're like, well, I'm gonna change the series 100% because the old one was toxic. I just don't think that this game has a right to exist in 2024, sweetie. I think that that its humor needs to die in the past, and we need to look to the future. That type of shit just pisses me off. It's like, there's a reason the games were popular, and the reason your game failed is because you didn't listen to what the fans wanted.
Studios is about 80% of the staff is probably just hetero dudes trying to do their job, but they're afraid of speaking up or saying what they actually think, and then you have the LGBTQ folks making decisions about what kind of game to make. And everything just ends up being safe and soft and sensitive.
Dude, the fact that she just hung the gun up on that fucking coat rack. No. I've seen this trailer before. No, just please don't. That's not what you should do with guns, dude. That's somebody who obviously doesn't understand guns at all.
Because, we can't hurt anybody's feelings. So, of course, you get these shitty dumpster fire video games that nobody wants to play. After reading a lot of insider interviews of these developers, this is my sense of what has been happening.
Ad. I don't have ad blocker on.
Look who it is. This is Ju Yuen.
Got it. She had a nice ass, though, whoever was in that.
I also feel like there's this kind of unholy alliance right now between games journalists, white liberal women at game studios, and the LGBTQ community at game studios. And they all seem to be united around one thing.
Hot take here. I played a little bit of Alan Wake. I just thought of Alan Wake because I saw the guy from Remedy. And I love Remedy. I really do. I thought Control was a really good game. I thought both of the first two Max Payne's were fucking peak. And then I also really liked Quantum Break, even though Quantum Break had that cringy-ass TV show between each level. But I cannot get into Alan Wake. I can't get into Alan Wake. I find it pretentious as shit. I find it to be this fucking, oh, look at all these horror guys. Have you seen FX? Oh, have you seen Crimson Peak or Twin Peaks? Ooh, Stephen King? Stephen King, anybody? I'm a writer. Oh, God, it's so annoying. Maybe it gets better.
They actually hate gamers. And who are gamers? Overwhelmingly, well, heterosexual dudes like us, of course. This recent Reddit thread was written by an actual game developer and made me realize this.
I'm going to read this. Am I allowed to say this? I kind of hate gamers. You can't read the whole thing on screen, so I can't read it.
It reads, headline.
Am I allowed to say this? I kind of hate gamers. I'm a professional game designer, and I'm worried that I'm starting to hate gamers. Watching the gaming events on YouTube last month with the chat on was extremely disheartening experience. Every time a character that...
Then don't do it! Like, here's the thing. Nobody has to buy your product. Nobody has to fucking buy it. Here's what annoys the shit on me, even with people like this. It's like, this is why I'm just so, like, you could bankrupt these fucking companies if you just stop buying this shit. If you stop the hype. But these companies want you to fucking argue over shit. That's all they want you to do. They want you to argue over it. It's just, ugh. It's like the whole Assassin's Creed thing with Yasuke. I find Yasuke to be a very interesting person through history. I find his existence just fascinating, and the whole story about him is pretty cool. And the fact that he's been used culturally and stuff like his inspiration into Afro Samurai, I think that's really fucking cool. But Assassin's Creed coming out and like pretending like it they didn't know what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They knew the discourse that was going to pop up, that it was going to be a huge fucking deal. They knew if they put the character in it, that was going to cause a lot of drama. And nobody gave a fuck about Mirage. Nobody bought Mirage. Nobody cared about Mirage. So they're like, how do we make this Japanese Assassin's Creed make buzz other than it just being Assassin's Creed Japan? Yasuke. We're going to use Yasuke. And we're gonna have another playable character as a woman, and we're gonna do the story. And the story might be great. I don't know yet because I'm probably not gonna play it. Assassin's Creed games aren't really my shit. I want to play the Ezio collection because I hear it's good, but I've only ever played Assassin's Creed 3, and it's just one of those things that nobody gave a shit about it until the drama popped up. It's so stupid. They know what they're doing in their marketing departments.
That wasn't a cishet white man appeared on screen, the chats would fill with messages calling the game woke or complaining about DEI. Every game that wasn't a
I'll add that in eventually, poor Papa. I didn't know I was going to be, like, doing react shit like this and, like, commentary style stuff. I just did it a little bit because I have the thing to do it, and I posted that video today on the lolcow thing that I made, and I was like, that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun, easy content. And I see no point in not posting a video on it if I found it was entertaining.
Shooter or a hyper casual,
but I will definitely look into an ad blocker.
Competitive online game garnered zzz and boring comments. I've seen people implying that the MC in Fable trailers is ugly because it's a self-insert of some random level designer working at Playground whom they deemed not fuckable enough. I don't know. It's just the internet magnifying negative voices, I guess, doing what it does best. But it's making me real tired of gamers.
So at this point, it seems that games journalists and all of the liberal LGBT mafia that work at game studios actually...
Here's the thing, too. I hate when it's just the liberal, because it is... The liberals are bad. Don't get me wrong. The liberals are annoying as fuck. They're cringe. They're fucking... No skibbity, no riz. They're garbage humans. Rawr! The globalists are trying to get us. But you look at the annoying fucking conservatives too. History works in fucking rotations, right? And right now it's funny because you have the conservatives getting mad at violent video games because, oh, it's the reason for school bang bangs. And then you have the leftists saying, oh, it's creating toxicity in males. And it's like, both of y'all need to shut the fuck up. Like, nobody blamed fucking, I'm sure maybe they did blame movies in the 80s, but you look at people like my parents' age, they buy into the bullshit that video games are causing this violence. because they watch like Fox News and shit. And then I'm like, shut the fuck up. People like Matt Walsh just coming out here and trying to push shit because they don't understand something and they have nothing else other than politics are fucking old cronies that need to shut the fuck up and move the fuck on. You suck. You're garbage. And these leftists that want to just push, they're going to destroy more series. Eventually, and take my fucking word for this. Like, write this shit down in your little fucking dream diary. Enough of these games fail and don't put out the money they needed to put out. They're going to start scrapping those ideologies because these companies want to make money and there's nothing you can do. You can call people fucking bigots all day long, but that doesn't mean that they're going to pull their wallets out and buy your shit.
Actually hate their audience. And this is a comment I keep reading from you guys again and again. I swear they literally hate us. They seem to be dead set on giving their audience exactly what we don't want. How long is your business going to be open if you're dead set on not giving the customer what they want? This is why when skanks
exactly what I just said,
like Alyssa Mercante, are crying about Kotaku shutting down and losing their jobs, and game studios are
good. You lost your fucking job because you were a shitty fucking magazine that nobody cares about.
Going under because they were associated with Sweet Baby Inc., I just laugh. Let them burn. Let all these companies burn who don't know how to give the audience. The wonderful irony in all this is...
And here's another thing that I've taken flack on before and I've gotten shit about is being against the protect the dev shit. Protect the devs. I hate that. Oh, these hard-working devs. It's a job, bro. We all get up and work our 9 to 5. I have a full-time fucking job and I do this shit on the side because it's fun. But you have these people. If I go into work and I just start telling my boss, oh, we have to do this shit, or I will put you on blast, he'll probably just fucking fire me for being an asshole. And I don't want to be an asshole. I want my store to do well. I want where I work to do well because I have some pride in what I do. And the problem is it's not as much pride in what you do, it's how can I get my agenda across. And these fucking developers, and it's not the main developers, it's mostly the higher ups, and these people are trying to push agendas into games instead of writing a good fucking story. You can have an agenda in a story and still have it be a fucking solid have it be like a solid ass story. Like, look at Dirty Dancing. I fucking love Dirty Dancing. Just it's a fucking great ass movie. It just flows. But that movie definitely has an underlining theme of abortion, and that's something that you cannot argue. The reason why The Other Dancer is not a part of the whole bullshit is because she needs an abortion and they did a mock abortion, and at that time abortion was kind of illegal, so they had to do backyard coat hanger abortions instead of getting decent ones. So that is an underlining theme in Dirty Dancing, but it isn't the main focus of the movie. It is something that pops in here and there, and then you go on with your main love story between Patrick Swayze and Gray, which they actually didn't like each other, fun fact.
Is that it's the very games that the woke cancel mob has tried to cancel that seem to do the best. Remember Hogwarts Legacy? Yeah, men who dress in women's...
And what's funny about Hogwarts Legacy is there's a trans character in Hogwarts Legacy. 100% a trans character, and nobody complained about it because it was oh, we want to support this we want to get the fucking lefties. And I like Hogwarts Legacy, don't get me wrong. I think it's a really fun game. It was nice to play a game that kind of felt like God of War, or old God of War, and it kind of combined with modern God of War. It was real hack and slashy, really fun. I thought it was a great experience. I like Harry Potter a little bit, but I was one of those, it wasn't, I'm missing so much chat, but it was one of those things that I was excited for, and there is some stuff that it's they got J.K. Rowling burning in a picture, and they're trying their best to distance themselves from J.K. Rowling, but because she was attached to it, you had these fucking nut jobs, these absolute loony bin people boycotting the game just because she wrote the books.
Close tried to get it canceled. Instead, the game sold 25 million copies. Oops. Remember Elden Ring? Remember how the woke mob tried to accuse FromSoft games of having, quote, problematic depictions of women?
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's one of the most annoying things ever. Oh, women can't be hot anymore. It's okay, when women stop being hot, we'll stop putting muscular men in games. And what's with bitches in video games being, so bulky? Oh, shit. I have like so much chat that I'm missing. So much chat. Hold on. Let's read some fucking chat. Nice to meet you. Blah blah blah. Unblock Origin. I already read that. Bro should get Human Revolution's book. Okay. They will woke keel themselves in time. Yep. Yo, Papa. Oh my OMG. You're in a live chat. Hi, Whips. Whips must be no hi, Papa. Rust player. There we go. We know how he knows hi, Papa. I only work for Papa. Mr. Twerks a lot. Waves, Papa. Piper, go wash my car. Thanks. It was okay. Not a top tier game. Too wank at times. There we go. I'm caught up.
Sold 25 million copies. At this point, making an offensive game seems to guarantee that game's success.
It always has guaranteed success. Here's the thing. Offensive games have always guaranteed success. From the beginning time. You think people played Hatred because it's a good fucking game? No. Hatred is a shitty version of Postal. And Postal was famous because Postal is an offensive version of what any other twin stick shooter ever made. Like, Postal wasn't doing anything too original. It was just a twin stick shooter about a guy who was going postal. And at that time, there were some people who shot up a post office, and that's why it was called Going Postal. So there is a theme where games are offensive and people go find game. It has always been a thing. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where you're seeing it right here, it had so many articles written about it, and it just pushed this game to success. And then the reboot of Modern Warfare, when you go through that level where you can accidentally shoot civilians, and people were like, I don't know, it was the IGN people, I don't know, I wish there was a non-violent option. It's Call of Duty, bitch. And just that alone pushed enough people to be like, oh, this game might have some edge. I might cut myself on some edge. Ooh, baby. And then people went out and bought Modern Warfare 2019, which I actually still like as a game.
Yes. We could talk about Stellar Blade, pissing off all of the liberal progressives, and yet everybody went out and bought it. Okay, so in the rest of this video, I want to give you 4 examples of a game or game series going from masculine to feminine or gay, and it basically either killed or ruined the franchise. Number 1, Ubisoft and Red Storm Entertainment. So Red Storm Entertainment was a video game company founded by the legendary Tom Clancy to make Tom Clancy video games. He sold the company to Ubisoft in the year 2000, and Ubisoft in the 2000s actually had some balls and made some of the manliest games you've ever seen. There were the Splinter Cell games, the Ghost Recon games, the Rainbow Six games, and the Far Cry game.
Another thing at this time period, which I don't know if he's going to cover yet in this video, I had water in my mustache, is Tom Clancy also had to sign off on a lot of the stories in these games. A lot of them were his actual stories. So anything with the Tom Clancy moniker on it, he usually signed off on the story or wrote it himself. And after he died, they just started putting out whatever the fuck they wanted because they knew his name had leverage in video games.
All of these games pretty much feature exclusively men, and these IPs in the 2000s had so much testosterone, just a single glance from a woman in their direction would get her pregnant. I mean, motherfucking Sam Fisher, come on. The dude is the ultimate Giga Chad. Scott Mitchell in Ghost Recon. Now, you pick your own character in Far Cry 2, but it's definitely a manly game that will put hair on your chest. So what is Red Storm Entertainment up to today? Well, I recently saw that Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland is being led by a man who dresses in women's clothes in his free time.
What is this?
Cancel the reservation. Reset the procedure.
I'm not watching that, but it might be interesting.
Now look, I don't give a shit if you want to identify as a dragon and go around laying magic eggs, but can we agree that the least masculine thing on earth you can do is dress in women's clothes? Tom Clancy would be rolling over in his grave right now if he knew the absolute disaster that Red Storm Entertainment had become. Number 2, Wolfenstein. So I was recently playing Wolfenstein The New Order for the first time, which came out in 2014. And I have to say, of all the games I was sure were going to avoid woke Western progressivism, this game was pretty high up there. The first 3 entries of the reboot were all fantastic. They had the badass BJ Blazkowicz, an absolute unit, as the main character, ripping apart entire armies of Nazis with the sexy and smart Anya as his arm candy and wife. Machine Games' first 3 Wolfenstein entries, which came out in 2014, 2015, and 2017, are all great. They have normal men and women doing normal shit in them. Awesome. But of course, the woke mob had to get involved somehow. So you have a beloved series with a beloved, tough, male, manly main character. Do you suppose it's a good idea to kill off that guy and replace him with cringy?
So here's the thing, dude obviously didn't play Wolfenstein 2. Wolfenstein 2 has a terrible story filled with political messaging, absolutely filled to the brim. And this is where I fucking get annoyed with people like him. They're willing to overlook everything else if it's got a white male in charge, and that's so stupid to me. You're just gonna literally overlook the entirety of that shitty story of Wolfenstein 2, because Wolfenstein 2 is not a good game story-wise. Gameplay, fucking amazing, absolute peak. But Wolfenstein 2 has so many issues when it comes to storytelling and so much pushed agendas in that shit. And I noticed it, and I was like trying to ignore it throughout the game. And there's sometimes where you just can't even fucking ignore it. It's just so annoying.
The girl boss characters? Wolfenstein Youngblood came out in 2019, and it's an absolute tone-deaf disaster. So many modern video games, I find myself asking, who wanted this? Who asked for this? I often ask the same thing of the new Star Wars shows by Kathleen Kennedy as well. The Wolfenstein reboot had the perfect synergy of story and gameplay. You are BJ Blazkowicz unleashing his rage on the Nazis for killing everyone he loved. You see this come across in his brutal assassinations, like sticking a rusty pipe through the eye socket of an SS Waffen commander. But the setup to Wolfenstein Youngblood is incredibly cringe. In it, you play as BJ's daughters, and they're honestly nothing like him. The first time you kill somebody, they don't really want to do it, and when they finally kill the guy, they have to have lattes and talk about it afterwards. Youngblood is a perfect example of how a cutscene can go so wrong in a game. BJ's setup is perfect and explains to you why you're doing the actions you're doing.
So a great example of how like you can have a good female-led character is Shelley Bombshell Harris. Now, so a lot of people said Phantom Fury wasn't that great. I enjoyed it. It does have a lot of faults. Don't get me wrong, but I think she's the same type of character. She is that obligatory badass character, and she's not trying to girl boss, which is annoying. Where it's like this cringy fucking listening to girls just want to have fun, but also being a badass type shit. She's just a badass because she's a badass. Same thing with Ripley from Alien.
His daughters, however, are acting like they're in an episode of Big Bang Theory the whole time. But oh yeah, they just happen to be killing Nazis, and haha, isn't this so funny? It's tonally all over the place and just so full of cringy and awful cinematics, which is ironic because the cinematics in the first 3 games were like so good and short, and they got to the point and they were really emotional and impactful. Example number 3, Gears of War. For a full explanation of how the woke mob girl bossed Gears of War, see my video on that game, but I'll keep this short.
I haven't played Gears of War. I have played Youngblood, so I know that shit's trash. But I mean, that's where it was eventually going. That's exactly what was going to happen with the Wolfenstein games if you had paid attention to their last games. And I'm hoping Indiana Jones isn't too crazy, but I think they probably saw the backlash from their last few games, and they're like, oh shit, maybe we should tone it back a bit and just make a good indie game. That's my hopes. But with the Gears of War stuff, I'm not sure on any of that because I haven't played the games.
Short. The first 3 Gears games are an incredible trilogy focusing on the bonds and brotherhood between men. They're incredibly masculine games, focusing on duty and sacrifice and military order.
But here's the thing too, poor Papa. I get annoyed just as much with guys like this that go out there and anytime there's a female-led game, they're instantly angry at it. You can have stuff with female leads and be fine. It seems like in the modern era, though, they're willing to get hypersensitive over this shit, and I'm more open to jumping into a game and overlooking some of the annoying stuff. It's just I also see the double speak of these type of guys. Like, this whole Wolfenstein thing pissed me off because it's like, you didn't pay attention. You just saw, ooh, big guy do bad things. They literally cut off fucking BJ's head in that game. And, like, it was a cool moment, but there's so many annoying fucking characters in that game. And it's like, you're overlooking it on purpose. To figure
and I know
agenda.
some of you hate this, but for 10,000 years, it's only been men fighting wars. Sorry. The first 3 games focus on Marcus, Dom, Cole, and Baird and tell a masculine story of brotherhood. Well, the progressive woke mob somehow got to Gears of War, and Gears 4 and 5 are about sisterhood, motherhood, being a traitor, and what it feels like to be a woman. They introduced the character of Kate Diaz, who I don't think anybody gives a single fuck about. What they should have done is put Kate in a spin-off game, not a mainline Gears entry. But here's the problem, of course, nobody would have bought it. So unfortunately,
That's not true. That's not true. Here's the thing. Here's where we get into where I get annoyed with this shit. This is where I get annoyed. They could have done a spin-off game with a girly-led story, and if she would have been a badass, just trying to, like G.I. Jane, you know? G.I. Jane's a great movie, and if she would have, like, her whole thing is, her dad died. Like, if her dad would have died because of, now, I haven't played these Gears games, so I don't know if she's related to any of these fuckers. But if her, like, dad died because of the monsters that come up from the ground, I know that much because I played Gears of War 1. But she's now just, like, trying to prove herself in this world, and she cared, like, she's trying to push herself through because she wants to make herself better as a person. It's more about the story of somebody who's looked down upon to push themselves up. I think that would have been a cool story, and if she was, like, unapologetically badass, that would have been cool. Or if she had nothing to do with being these guys and just is caught in the middle of the crossfire early on and, like, uses their weapons. Like, she has to put herself in this position and become the badass. That would have been cool. I think there's possibilities. And the fact that a lot of these guys are so black and white and don't see the possibilities in it really annoy me.
Gears 4 and 5 are basically girl boss, feminist Gears of War.
So, my first D&D session in this new campaign, should I be a chaotic good or a lawful evil? As long as you're sleeping with prostitutes, it don't matter.
And any masculine story about men is put on the back burner. Of course, the games include Baird and Marcus in them, but they're really on the back burner. And Gears is now about Kate Diaz, who I've never talked to a Gears fan even cares about. Moving on, example number 4, the Saints Row reboot. Saints Row spent 10 years building up characters and building up a very distinctive and edgy and male sense of humor. It's the kind of stuff you and the guys would laugh at.
We already talked about this one because this is where the video started. I'm going to be right back. I need to get some water. Here we go. We're back. We're in it. Let's go.
Some of the recurring characters in Saints Row are Johnny Gat, Julius, Aisha, Shondi, and several others. In these games, the men are men and the women are women. Johnny is edgy and hilarious and always has a hot chick on his arm. The humor is crude and hilarious, and the Saints are always getting into trouble. So what?
Well, let's be honest. Saints Row 4 was kind of a fucking sleep fest. Once you start getting superpowers, it was kind of lame.
What went wrong with the reboot? Well, the woke 2022 reboot thought it was a good idea to kill off every single character from the old Saints Row games, and I guess they thought we would be cool with that. But don't worry, all of the beloved characters you've come to know and love have been replaced with tokenistic characters from a literal seminar on diversity.
And another problem with Saints Row is you have to understand what made Saints Row work. And there was a huge lack of understanding in the fact that they did not understand what made Saints Row work. That was the big problem. Like, all this shit, all this other, like, tokens and all this other bullshit of, like, cringy fucking millennial writing, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's really bad. It's cringe. It's fucking awful. But at the end of the day, what the big problem was is they had no recollection of what made the old games good. It was no idea of what, like, it was running around with a giant dildo as a sword. That's what made that game fun. It was Grand Theft Auto. It was a parody of Grand Theft Auto, and Grand Theft Auto is already a satire on society. So a satire on a satire, it worked perfectly in that sense.
You've got the gay Asian man,
put a chicken
the girl
in making
boss lesbian, another girl boss lesbian, and the gay black guy. The LGBTQ mafia didn't just kill Saints Row, they crucified it on a rainbow flag. And this is what you get, guys. This is what you fuckers get for supporting these people. They turn out shitty games that aren't funny, that aren't cool, that aren't masculine. So stop hiring these people. Game developers need to stop putting gay stuff in games, and they need to fire every liberal white woman if they want us to ever buy a game again.
Wrong. That is just wrong. Here's what I think. You should always have people from both parties at the table. That is what has made South Park so great for so long. What you might not understand about South Park is the creators of South Park always have a bit of like people that are from the left and people from the right, and they make fun of people equally. If you're able to get that coexistence where you can cringe on both of each other enough, you will be able to reach that broader audience. What these older games were able to do is because they were trying to reach the biggest mass appeal that they possibly could. And even if you went and played the old Saints Row games, I'm sure that you will find a million fucking examples of like kind of left-wing ideologies in them, because let's be honest, a lot of these games that people loved in from back in the day, like BioShock and everything, had a hard skew to the left, but it was a story over everything else, and it was the ability to know that you have to reach